For the true One Piece experience, play the 4 Kids opening before watching this video. Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day, and in today's video, I'd like to sit back, relax, and have a little conversation with all of you about the One Piece trading card game and its seemingly explosive growth in the last few months. It's actually quite insane how some cards, some sets, have really kind of been skyrocketing upwards, and a lot of collector, investor, community attention has been brought to some of these cards, kind of leading to a nice little parallel some people are noticing with the Pokemon TCG, where there's a lot of excitement going on for a lot of these collectible cards, and there's just a lot of excitement, a lot of hype, a lot of bullishness, you could say, in the world of One Piece. Also, I just kind of feel like I need to talk about One Piece because, believe it or not, I've only ever had one other video on the channel talking about it. So I should probably be paying a bit more attention to it on the channel, but it is what it is. I am a large One Piece fan. I do follow the manga, but I'm not super into the card game. I like the Digimon card game more. I'm really fond of how they do their resource system, the memory system for Digimon. But I digress. I'm getting off track. Let's talk about One Piece and the fact that over the last, probably 6 months-ish, there's been a lot of really interesting movements in the One Piece card world. You can look at basically any promo card older than like a handful of months, and you can see that a lot of people are buying them, freaking out about them. Even some newer ones, because there's a lot of like interesting promo cards. There's like the Dodgers Luffy that's absolutely hectic. Everyone wants to get a hold of that. It's like their version of the Pikachus. There's like, what was it, a Chinese serialized Nami that people are absolutely excited about and interested in collecting. So that was pretty neat. And then, of course, yeah, there's a bunch of other promo cards, the manga cards. There's like specialty sets that Bandai does from time to time. The promo cards for those are usually sometimes pretty sought after. And you're seeing some interesting price swings, cards that were 50 cents going up to $10, $15, $20 over a very small amount of time, including like cards that are readily available to a lot of people. We're seeing like deck cards, for instance, for some of the starter decks, rise explosively in value. And there's, I think, a few reasons for this. The first one, of course, is the fact that One Piece is a large franchise. It's one of the largest anime manga franchises on the planet. It's got a huge following. It's been around for 20 years. Got a very long story. We are nowhere near... I don't care what anyone out there says. If anybody tells you that One Piece is almost over, they are lying to you. All right? Let's just get that out of the way. Anybody who says One Piece is ending in the next year or so, they are out of their mind. It's not happening. That's a frank promise, and if I'm wrong, I will eat a card. But the other thing is, there is a lot of excitement in the world of TCGs in general right now. There's a lot of, I would say, demand for speculative investments, especially on the riding the coattails of Pokemon's extreme success. A lot of the Magic, the Gathering sets, collector boosters in particular, seeing a lot of success. Yes, even Spider-Man, despite how much a lot of people hate it. So there's a lot of room out there for A, fans of a card game, and B, people who are interested in making money, just kind of moving in and grabbing One Piece cards for one reason or another, because there are a few reasons they could choose it. And as a result of people looking at One Piece, either, again, because, it is a good IP on the surface, it does have some fun gameplay, and there are a lot of nice collectible cards, or B, because they want to invest and Pokemon's just a bit too pricey, a bit too hard to find, because of one reason or another, they are moving into One Piece or are accelerating their acquisition of One Piece, because there's plenty of people who were in the game from the beginning, obviously. And this is resulting in a situation where some cards and some sets are really seeing some interesting appreciation in value. And I'm kind of curious how sustainable that is, especially as we move into what seems to be a slight lull in TCG sales across the board. If you look at TCG player sales for Pokemon, Magic, that other game that I keep forgetting the name of, Yugi Hakusho? Something like that. You'll see that some sales are slowing down for a lot of products. And this is obviously affecting One Piece a slight bit too, is even like more desirable cards from certain sets just appear to be, to me, at least, you know, the handful that I've looked through, not getting as many sales as they were even like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this, of course, raises the question, you know, is this recent hype for One Piece just a bullish bubble, or is it a sign that One Piece is the better of, that's a very loud car, the better of the Bandai Namco TCGs, and is going to be the one that appreciates better over time? And I'm leaning more towards the latter option, if for a few reasons. One, Gundam is brand new, and don't get me wrong, there is a lot of excitement about Gundam, okay? There's a lot of collectability in it. There's a lot of hype and FOMO about it right now, because, again, the whole Bandai news TCG cycle hits hard like a brick every time. But also, like, in comparison to, like, Dragon Ball or Digimon, One Piece does seem to genuinely have a larger collector base than either of those two TCGs. Dragon Ball Super, whatever you want to call it, that one appears to be really waning and struggling right now. Digimon is doing fine-ish. It's gotten a little bump because of the new game, and some new eyes are on the TCG as a direct result. And I have not looked at enough information for Gundam to talk about it yet. Give me like a week or two. But as for One Piece, it's got a bunch of characters that a lot of people have liked for a long time, 20 years. A lot of these characters have a lot of promo cards. Luffy has got a bazillion promo cards. Nami has a bazillion promo cards. Zoro, Ace, Usopp, Brook, Shanks, Boa Hancock. You name a character, they probably have a handful of really nice either regular cards, alt art cards, or promo cards that are sought after by one collector or another. And this leads to a situation like what we're seeing in the TCG, where some of these cards just boop, go straight up without any real rhyme or reason. As it looks like either speculative buyouts or genuine runs to try and acquire whatever shiny pieces of cardboard you can get before the buyouts occur. Either way, the end result is the same. Prices go up. Will they stay up? Remains to be seen. You guys know how I feel about Bandai Namco card games in general, and how I don't necessarily trust them as a good place to park your money. At the very least, never take advice from someone like me. But at the very least, I don't put a lot of stock into Bandai Namco card game and long-term success. That's just my outlook on it. But, all things being equal, I do think at the very least the One Piece card game looks fun, collectible even. And just like Digimon, or yes, even Dragon Ball, there are going to be individual cards that will be desirable for a very long time, and that's going to result in a situation where those cards, at the very least, will be very collectible, high-priced, etc., even after the game theoretically dies. If it dies. If One Piece ends soon. It's not going to end soon. Again, I mentioned the Dodgers Luffy earlier, and it seems like anybody who can get a hold of that, it's like some people are considering it like their grail card, the peak of their collection. They're absolutely excited to see it. But there's also a lot of there does seem to be a lot of dumb money in One Piece. A lot of people asking yo, should I buy this? Should I get this graded? Should I collect these cards? They're asking people online on social media and places like that. They're asking what they should be doing with the cards they get, instead of deciding for themselves what cards to get and what cards they should be collecting, etc. And I'm never really a big fan of that. If you're in this to collect and you're in this to enjoy it, you should decide for yourself what you want and what you want to do. I understand, asking questions for clarification on like what something is or anything like that, but when you're going around going, oh man, I'm a huge One Piece fan, should I collect this? If you're a big One Piece fan, you'll know what you want. That's how I see it. But I suppose that's a different video for a different day, talking about outsourcing your opinions to the masses, because that's never a good idea in my opinion. But I digress. I'm getting off topic. One Piece, over the last few months, does look like it's gotten a lot of hype, a lot of bullish collectible, what's a nice extra keyword to throw in there for the algorithm? Bullish collectible frenzy going on. Oh, it's a bubble. If I say it's a bubble, will it pop? That'd be great. But yeah, no, it looks pretty good right now. I should probably be paying a bit more attention to it for the channel, just so that I have another card game to talk about on a regular basis. I don't know. It's interesting at the very least. But yeah, that's all I got right now. Just wanted to talk about the fact that over the last few months, it does appear to be going parabolic, like what we were seeing with Pokemon. That's pretty interesting to me at the very least. That's really all I wanted to say. Anywho, again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you reached this part, please like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful jazz. Leave a comment down below. Do you like One Piece? Do you like collecting One Piece? I'm curious to know. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.